In this video, I'm going to show you how to overlay and merge images in Adobe Photoshop, step by step, so you can create clean composites, photo effects, and blended designs in just a few minutes. Whether you're combining a portrait with a texture, adding a light leak, or layering one image over another for a creative edit, this is a simple Photoshop skill that can save you a lot of time. And if this tutorial helps, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more easy Photoshop guides. Let's jump right in. First, open Photoshop and load your primary background image. This is the base image that everything else will sit on top of. Once your main image is open, the next step is to bring in your second image as a new layer. To do that, go to File, then choose Place Embedded. Find the secondary image you want to use, whether that's a texture, a secondary subject, a light effect, or any image you want to blend into the composition, and click Place. Photoshop will drop that image onto your canvas with transform handles around it. Use the corner handles to resize the image so it fits the area you want. You can also reposition it by dragging it into place. Try to align it the way you want before confirming. When you're happy with the size and placement, press Enter to apply it. Now you have both images in your Photoshop document, and the next part is where the magic happens. Go to the Layers panel on the right side and make sure the top image layer is selected. At the top of the Layers panel, you'll see the Blend Mode drop-down menu. By default, it usually says Normal. Click that drop-down and change it to Overlay. Once you select Overlay, Photoshop instantly blends the two layers by mixing the light and the dark areas of the top layer with the image underneath. This gives you a much more dynamic and contrasty look than just stacking the images normally. Depending on the images you're using, the effect may look strong, dramatic, or a little too intense at first. That's completely normal. If the overlay effect looks too harsh, the next thing to adjust is the opacity. Right next to the Blend Mode menu, you'll see the opacity setting. Click the opacity value and drag the slider down. A good starting point is around 60% or 70%, but the right amount depends on your image. Lowering the opacity helps the two images blend more naturally and gives you better control over the final look. Take a moment to compare different opacity levels and find the balance that works best for your design. If you want a stronger stylized effect, keep the opacity higher. If you want a softer and more subtle blend, reduce it more. This part is all about visual preference, so don't be afraid to experiment until the overlay looks right. Now that the two images are blended, let's talk about merging them. Once you're happy with the overlay effect, you may want to combine the layers into a single image. This is useful if you're finishing the project, exporting a flattened version, or just want a cleaner layers panel. One simple option is Merge Layers. To do that, hold down Ctrl on Windows or Command on Mac and click the layers you want to combine so they're both highlighted. Then right-click on one of the selected layer names in the Layers panel. From the menu, choose Merge Layers or use the shortcut Ctrl+E on Windows or Command+E on Mac. Photoshop will combine them into one standard pixel layer. Just keep in mind that merging layers is destructive for that edit stage. That means once the layers are merged, you can't separately adjust the opacity or move the images independently unless you undo the step. So if you think you may need to make changes later, it's a smart idea to duplicate your file or keep a layered version saved before merging. This workflow is great when you want a fast, simple result. It's perfect for photo manipulation, texture overlays, double exposure style edits, and other creative Photoshop projects. The important thing is that you now know how to place an image on top of another, change the blend mode to overlay, fine-tune the opacity, and merge the layers when you're ready. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next Photoshop tip. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.